Yo, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, Atlanta Bird Gang. What's happening? What's going on? Uh just Thrax, just Thrax the 49ers. Sent them back to the Bay Area, sent them back to damn Silicon Valley, holding a big fat L. Holding that L. Great game by the Dirty Birds today. Excellent game by Atlanta today, man. Very, very, very pleased today, man. You know what I'm saying? Very pleased. Great showing by the team today. You know what? This may be a short show today because I ain't really got nothing to complain about. I ain't got nothing to go on one of my infamous rants about. Hey, man, I'm very pleased about how the team played today, man. So they got me in a good mood. I ain't got a lot to complain about. So that's a good thing. But how about them damn Dirty Birds? How how about them Falcons? Them birds are getting dirtier every week. Every week the birds getting dirtier. They getting filthy out there. Playing man football, playing physical football, punching teams dead squat in the mouth. Not in the mouth, but in the mouth, as we say down south. You got hit in the mouth, boy. That's what we doing to these teams. We punched the 49ers in the mouth all damn day long. Let's see who we got checking in early today. My man Sherman Wood checking in. What's going on with you, Sherman? How about them Falcons? Sherman, how you feeling about the game today, man? What are your thoughts, bro? Rusty Moore Jr. checking in from YouTube. What's happening, Rusty? Say what a dominant performance. When's the last time we won a game when we were in control like that? 2016. Hey, the glory days of the Super Bowl year. Like you say, the Falcons were dominant today. Dominant. With a capital D. Dominant. Dominant performance. Welcome to Atlanta, San Francisco. Y'all enjoy yourself before y'all head out back to the West Coast. Stop and get you some Waffle House. Hit up Lou Williams. Go to Magic City. Get the world famous lemon pepper wings at Magic City. Throw up a few thousand in the air while you're there. But enjoy yourselves on your way out of town. Welcome to Atlanta. Easy Brown checking in the building, red, black, and white. What's happening with you, Easy? What's up? Rusty Moore says that is what I want to see out of Marcus Mariota. Efficiency and no turnovers. Yes. What an efficient game by Mariota today. No turnovers. Mariota looked like he heard the whispers of dead play Desmond Ritter. And he said, you know what, Ricky? Keep your ass on the bench and keep my Gatorade cold, shouted. You ain't finna play right now. Wait your turn, wait your turn. I got this. I got this. And shout out to Marcus Mariota. No, he didn't throw for 350 yards today, but he played a damn good game. And that's all we asking for. Playing a damn good game. Be a leader on the field. Like Rusty say, limit the turnovers. And the Dubs will keep rolling in. I love it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Hey, man, just a great performance by the Falcons today. A great performance by the Falcons. And we were the underdog at home. Las Vegas, stop playing with us, Vegas. Stop fucking playing with the Falcons. The Falcons are undefeated this season against Vegas. Stop playing with us, Las Vegas. So, if you have been betting with the Falcons all year long, you have came up. You've been able to pay your mortgage, your rent, your car note, your light bill off of Vegas this year. Stop playing with us, Las Vegas. These are not your daddy's Falcons anymore. Shout out to Coach Arthur Smith also. Got them boys playing with all kind of sense of urgency this year. I fucking love it, y'all. I fucking love it. Fucking love it. The NFL, as Sherman says, the NFL had us as a 2-5, 15 team. We 3-3. We 500. I saw that too, Sherman. Somebody said we just win 2 games this year. I think it was that commentator who used to play for the Saints. Can y'all tell me his name? I forget what his name is, but he had us only winning 2 games this year. Las Vegas, going back to Vegas, stop playing with us, Vegas. The start of the year, Las Vegas said we would win 4.5 games. Last week, they bumped it up to 5.5. Some sports books bumped it up to 6.5. Y'all gonna have to bump it up another game after this. Stop playing with us, Las Vegas. These ain't your daddy's Falcons, man. And we were short Cordero Patterson. Balling. Fuck Shanahan, says Easy Brown. Yeah, get his goat face ass up out of here quick, fast, in a hurry. Mr. I lost my playbook. Mr. I don't know when to run to secure a Super Bowl victory. Get the hell out of here, Shanahan. Eric Parker stepping in the building today. What's happening with you, Eric? Victory. That's a beautiful word. That is such a beautiful victory. That's such a beautiful word. Victory. How about them Falcons, man? And I got me a victory cigar today, man. And I got a victory cigar. Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Facebook user says, what's good, Title? What's good, Facebook? Hey, man, I'm good today. We won today, bro. That puts me in a great mood, man. My Bulldogs won 55-0 yesterday. I saw a great is an understatement. I saw a instant classic also yesterday with Tennessee and Alabama. And then my Falcons win today. Life is good. Like Nas say, life is good, man. Life is very, very good. Rusty says AJ's injury didn't look serious. I hope not. I hope not. I hope it was something very minor. You know, I hope it was something very minor because AJ brings a lot to this team, as we already know. So hopefully AJ will be right back on the practice field next week because we need him down the stretch. We need him down the stretch. Andretta checking in. How's it going? Andretta have not seen you in a while. How you been, Andretta? Checking in says rise up to you, Atlanta. How about Andretta? How about those Falcons? How about them Dirty Birds, man? You know what's up? Stop playing with us, Las Vegas and New Orleans Saints. You ain'ts, you bagheads. We ain't forgot about y'all. We gonna get our revenge when we come to New Orleans. We gonna get our revenge when we come to New Orleans. We got y'all marked on the calendar. We got to mark out a few more teams first with New Orleans. We're going to get our revenge. We ain't forgot about y'all. We owe y'all an ass whipping. And we're going to whoop y'all ass next time we play in New Orleans. We're going to embarrass y'all at home. Bet on it. Take that one to Vegas. Take that one to Vegas. Facebook user says, go Falcons, way to dominate offensive and defensive line. Hey, man, this is a physical football team. I mean, when you watch the Falcons play now, they just come out there and they bust people in the face. And you know what? It's the energy, chemistry, symmetry is so important in football. I don't want to come on here and bash the past Falcons greats like the last regime of Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, but I'm so fucking glad they're gone. Because the last 3 or 4 years when they were here, when they were the big dogs in the locker room, the energy was dead. The team was soft. The energy was stale. So you remove that regime, you remove Julio from the equation, you remove Matt Ryan from the equation, you remove Thomas Dimitroff from the equation, you bring in new energy, new leaders. Now Grady Jarrett can be the sole big dog in the locker room and put his imprint and his energy in the locker room. And you see a difference now. The baby birds is what I'm calling them right now. And these baby birds play with different type of energy, aggression, physicality than these last Falcons did, who he had to get up out of here. Shout out to you, Deion Jones, but you had to go. We had to get new energy in the room, and I fucking love it, man. Watching them Falcons the last 3-4 years, man, sometimes it was painful to watch. No energy, no heart, no effort. Like a lot of big time multi-millionaires out there just collecting checks, man. Just collecting checks. That's a big reason that big beautiful stadium in Atlanta stayed being empty with no energy in there. Not only were we losing, but it wasn't no fun to go to the game. Even the games we may have lose now, but shit, that should be fun to go to. Get the energy, new energy, out with the old, in with the new. I love it. I fucking love it, man. I love it. Rusty says Hayward looked potentially worrisome, and Oliver doesn't look too bad either. Oliver does good in his role now, inside nickel dime packages. When Quinn was here and he was playing on the outside, oh, he looked terrible. Looked like he wasn't gonna stay on this team past a year. But Oliver's coming to his own. Good to see him off the injured reserve list. Big Tim Hensley is in the building. What's happening with your Tim? Tim says Rashawn Evans isn't getting nowhere near enough love. He's been great. He has. He has. I want to say he's the leading tackler on the team right now, but you're right. He's always around the ball and he's always filling up the stat sheet. You were absolutely correct. He also made like 2 big plays, I remember today, stopping them short of a first down. So shout out to Evans. Facebook uses efficient play by Mariota and defense played great. Let's keep this up, fellas. Yeah, defense was magnificent today, man. Defense was magnificent. San Francisco had one long drive, but you know what? They did not fucking score a touchdown. They only had 14 points today in the dome. In the dome. Only 14 points. Shout out to the defense, man. Shout out to our defense today. We gave up 346 yards on defense. Only 51 rushing yards on defense. So shout out to the defense who have notoriously been a terrible thing on this team. So props to the defense. I saw the defense out there busting some heads too today. Just a great team win. Like RJ Smith say, a great team win. Yeah, what's up, RJ? Easy says Toddy holding his nuts. Yeah, I'm holding my nuts, especially when we bomb on the 49ers like that. I still got beef with the 49ers from when they was in our division, Easy. And they used to beat the brakes off us faithfully. Damn Jerry Rice, Steve Young, Roger Craig, Tom Rathman, damn Brent Jones, John Taylor, Rice. I still don't like them motherfuckers, man. I remember being a little bitty boy. This is not a little bitty toddy. And they used to just beat the brakes off the Falcons. I remember I asked my pops, like, damn, Dad, why they always beating up on Atlanta like that? 56-17, 42-10, 35-7. They used to beat the brake. I still don't like the 49ers. I can't stand them. That's one of the teams I just don't like and I ain't gonna never like them. Just old beef. Old beef with the 49ers. When we was in the same division, it was us, the baghead ain'ts, 49ers and the Rams. And the 49ers, you just toast our ass. Jerry Rice just come here and whoop up on Charles Demery all day long. I guarantee you now, you pull up some Jerry Rice clips on YouTube, you gonna see Atlanta getting roasted. So I don't like them bastards, man. I don't like them. Never liked them, never will like them. I don't like the fan base either. 49ers fan base remind me of Cowboy fans. I can't stand them motherfuckers, man. They talk too much shit. They too goddamn arrogant. Last time they won a damn Super Bowl, we weren't even on the internet yet. Shut up. Shut up. Don't want to hear. Get your ass up out of here. And too many of them in Atlanta. I don't like that either. So take y'all ass back to Silicon Valley and hold this L. Up there, go on back up there with Facebook and Google and all that shit. Hold this L. Y'all lost this year. Y'all lost. RJ Smith says, finally we played 4 quarters. Yeah, man. And that's a key component, RJ. I remember as the game was going on today, we went into the fourth quarter with a 14-point lead. And I came front. Being a Falcons fan, I was saying to myself, okay, now guys, hold the lead. Hold the lead. As a Falcons fan, you get a little nervous. Your palms get a little sweaty. As a Falcons fan, when you're going into the fourth quarter and you got to lead because you know what our history and our past has been. But that goes back to these new baby birds, to new energy in the locker room. They ain't having that shit no more. Shut their ass down in the fourth quarter. You got Nathan. Get out of here. Facebook you says we got to get healthy ASAP though. Yeah. Yeah, and that's one of the things, one of the ebbs and flows of football is it's definitely a sport of attrition. So, we want to get some guys back. We want to get Patterson back, but he's gonna be gone, I think, what about 4 more weeks. So and he's a big catalyst for this team. But until he comes back, we got Huntley in there, we got Algier in there, we got Avery Williams getting us some good football too. And we're still running that football without Patterson in there. So, but shout out to Cordero Patterson. I call him College Park CP. But you're right. The healthier we get, the better we can be. I just hope the injuries aren't too bad. Easy Brown said, "Yeah, it's just like the Braves. They let us down. Yeah, they did. Braves lost in the playoffs to the Phillies yesterday. They lost the series 3 games to 1. We only won 1 game. But you know what, Easy? I wasn't even upset. I wasn't upset at all. I mean, it bothered me very, very slightly. I went mad. I went upset about it because all in all, the Braves had a great season. And it's hard to repeat in any sport. Any professional sport, it's hard to repeat. It's hard to repeat in college now. As great as Bama has been in college football, they haven't, repeated a lot. So it's hard. So it was disappointing to lose, but the Braves gave us a World Series last year. I got to experience the parade. Unfortunately for me, I didn't get to experience the parade back in '95, but I experienced the parade last year, and it was amazing. And I always say this, man. Hold on. I always say this, like about pro sports. When your team win a championship, you get to go to that parade. You get to watch that parade come down the street with them holding the trophy. To me, that's when the fans win. The players get paid millions, the owners get paid billions. But being at that parade last year and watching the Braves celebrate with what seemed like millions of fans, because I'm telling you, man, that shit was packed. I mean, a sea of people. But when they coming down there and they swinging that trophy and they waving that Atlanta flag, that's a feeling as a fan that's priceless. When you've rooted for a team through the terrible, the very bad, the egregious years, the good years, the great years, and when they finally get it together and they win, and that parade comes and you see that trophy, you out there with your fellow fans and everybody is just in a great mood. That's when the fans win to me. That's when us fans we win, and that's priceless. That's something that I'm gonna take. I'll never forget. To my final day. So shout out to the Braves. We'll be back. Braves are young. They're gonna have to deal with these Braves for the next 3 to 5 years. We'll be back in the hunt next year, no doubt about it. And the Aints lost today to and the Bucks. Yeah, so that's excellent for us. Move up in the NFC South. Facebook user says we look good, my guys. Smash mouth against the top three defense. Yeah, smash mouth, and we smashed their yes. Hit them in the face all game long, and I love it, man. I absolutely loved it. I loved it, loved it, loved it. Anthony Moss, what's up with you, Anthony? How you been doing, bro? Says if Kyle still in the A after 9 p.m., tell him to watch his back. This game was just a taste of what he really deserves. Great dub, Birds. Yeah, man. Kyle Shanahan probably got him 4 or 5 bodyguards as he moves around in those Atlanta streets. We haven't forgot about you, Shanahan, you piece of shit. You piece of shit. Big Mike in the middle. What's going on, Mike? Mike says ran the ball down the throats, control the clock, beat him up on D, and got turnover. Was wonderful to watch. Hey, wasn't it? Wasn't it though, Mike? Because me, like in our Falcons group, me and Mike normally be in the game threads every week, and we didn't even have Mike. We didn't even have to complain in the thread this week, did we? There really wasn't any complaining. Because we just came out dominating. We just came out dominating. San Francisco did tie the game up 14-14 at one point, and we just put the pedal to the metal and finished them off. It really we won 28-14, but we controlled that entire game, man. The score makes the game seem a little bit closer than it was. The 49ers had times, where they controlled the clock pretty good. But all in all, the Falcons just dominated the game. That was our game. We didn't ever let them get a piece of that game. Facebook user says they get an opponent's face. I love Drake London energy. He's a dog like a young Roddy White. My boy, shout out big Roddy White. That's my dog. My favorite Falcon of all time is Roddy White. But you're right. He do got that Roddy White in him. He was getting bodied today. They were trying to push on him. He like, hold on, dog. You keep your hands off him, man. I like that in Drake London, though. He like you say, he got that dog in him, man. He just got that. He ready to go out there and fight and scrap, and that's what I love, man. You need them guys on your team, man, because see, football is a and I always say this, but football is a barbarian sport played by barbarians. So you can't be soft playing football. Your reputation can't be soft as a team playing football. That's it don't equate. There's no correlation between the two. You got to be physical. You got to be aggressive, and show you got to be alpha males out there, man. You really do. It's a physical sport. It's a sport based upon violence. So, hey, you got to be out there laying your smack down. Rusty Moore says Falcons clicking, Bucks lost, Saints lost. We are second in the division behind Tampa. I told Steve early in the week that we were going to blow them out. I would say we were at least dominant today. We were very dominant, Rusty. Very, very dominant. Facebook user, that's the new hashtag, new energy. Yeah, let's start it up. New energy. Because that, like I said, that's what we had just been missing, man. That energy of the past players and past administration, it had just got stale. We just need a new energy, man. New energy. And like I say, man, all respect to the players of the past regime. Again, Matt, Julio, all those guys, much respect. God willing, I will be there when you get inducted into the Ring of Honor. I'll tip my hat off to you, stand up and salute you. But it was time for them to go. Energy just got stale, man. It was time to press the button and restart. And I love these baby birds, man. I love them. They just play. They got this new energy, man. And when you see them on the field, this looks nothing like these Falcons the last 3 or 4 years, man. They be just everywhere on the ball. They got that swag in them. They got that young man swag in them. That man and Julio had lost. That young man swag in them. That confidence. Like, we're gonna come out here and be dominant, put on the show, entertain y'all, and we're gonna win football games. I love it, man. I absolutely love it. Eldrick Nelson checking in from YouTube says second week in a row the defense doesn't allow scoring the second half. Hey, great point, man. And that's when you know. And I'm not gonna sit here and just play like, oh, we got just a dominant elite defense now. But that's when you know your defense is starting to turn the corner. When things like that happen, second week in a row, the defense doesn't allow a score in the second half. That's when you're starting to turn the corner for the better. And we are still a young team, still a lot of young guys out there playing. Grady Jarrett once again was out there dominating. I saw one play when Grady just blew up two guys. He didn't make the play, but he just blew up two offensive linemen. Just blew them up. Looked like the Incredible Hulk. Just blew right through them dudes, man. So shout out to the defense. Salute to the defense for holding us down. Our dismissed Troy Anderson looking real good. Hey, man, props to big dog rookie Troy Anderson out there with some of that new young man energy, that new young man swag. Troy Anderson was flying around everywhere today, man. Troy was flying around everywhere today. I remember, I forgot who it was, but one of them 49ers players, they returned the punt. Looked like, oh, man, he was about to take it back, looking like Dion, about to return the punt for a touchdown. Troy came with that 4.3 speed and just hawked this ass down. Come here, boy. Come here. You ain't going nowhere. I think Troy got credited with the forced fumble today. So Troy Anderson was great today. One of the baby birds, rookie. Troy's a rookie out there making plays. I think Troy ended up with like 11 tackles today. This was his first NFL start, man. Now, granted, there was some plays where he was a little bit out of position. There was some plays he could have maybe wrapped up better on the tackle, but he's a rookie. He's just getting adjusted to this NFL speed, and he looked great for a rookie. The sky's the limit for Troy Anderson, man. He filled in great for Walker, who was out today. Troy Anderson is if he can keep this up, even though he was taken in the second round, that might be the steal of the drought. Troy Anderson has been balling. And the thing about Troy Anderson, let me break this down for you with Troy. Troy Anderson has one NFL start in his career, right? Check out the math. Troy has one NFL start, 2 forced turnovers that ended up being 2 touchdowns from one NFL start. Troy Anderson, one NFL start, 2 forced turnovers that ended up being 2 touchdowns. So Troy indirectly has put 14 points on the board. He's only started 1 game. When Troy Anderson learns the game, and I'm not saying that he don't know the game. Let me rephrase that. When Troy Anderson actually learns, matures, and understands the NFL game, because as a rookie, there's a lot to learn. I don't care what position you play. But when he learns the game, second year, third year in the NFL, boy, he's gonna be unstoppable. Especially once he masters blitzing, because they send him on a lot of blitz and he gets some pressure sometimes. But once he masters the blitz, oh man, it's gonna be big trouble. Big Trouble. Y'all remember that movie Big Trouble in Little China? Trouble. Hey, shout out to Troy. Jonathan C. Thomas Sr. checking in. Says, big bro, I'm leaving the stadium now. I got to say, 49ers had a nice crowd. That's another reason I don't like them motherfuckers, Jonathan. It's too many of them, man. They got a huge fan base, and they swear they come to everybody's city, or we going to take over. Oh, yeah, we in Atlanta. We going to take over. Where you going to take over with an L? But, yeah, they got a huge following, man. Anywhere the 49ers play, their fans going to come. They're going to show. They show. They one of those legacy franchises like, 49ers, Steelers, Cowboys, Packers, teams like that, man, they just have a large fan base, a large following. So their fans are going to always show up in big numbers. But you know what? They going to leave out of Mercedes-Benz Stadium today with their head held down. Ain't going to be no chanting. You lost. You got an L. You thought you was going to come here and get a dub, but you're leaving with an L. Sayonara. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Like I say, go hit Waffle House. Go get you some hot wings or whatever you want to do. We got a bunch of hookah lounges in Atlanta. Enjoy yourself. But you didn't leave with the L. I mean, you didn't leave with the W. Excuse me. You left here with an L. Keep that in mind. Keep it in mind. I see that Carolina is having a blowout sale with their players. Yeah, Carolina looks like they're just trying to reposition their franchise. Coaches, players. I see McCaffrey is on the trading block. And somebody asked the question like, "Hey, y'all think we should try to trade for McCaffrey?" I said no. Not that he's not a great player, but he's at that point now in his career where the injuries are starting to take their toll on him. He's having a very hard time staying on the field, and he has a huge contract. So that's what we don't want. We don't want those overblown contracts anymore. It took us almost 3 years to climb out of financial cap space hell, and we finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. Next year, we're going to be balling out of control, throwing money in the air in free agency. So we don't want to get ourselves in another mess like that. So, no, I'm good on CMC. But, great player, when he's healthy. Facebook uses Arthur Smith has changed the culture. This team will bully you and doesn't quit at all. I totally agree. And anybody familiar with some things that I spoke about in the past, I've always complained. I've always bitched. I've always whined about this franchise needs a culture change. A culture change. I've been saying that for a few years now. Like, hey man, we got to get a culture change. And that's some of that that's some of getting that old energy out and bringing that new energy in. Culture change, totally different culture. This Falcons team looks nothing like the last Falcon team. And I'm not saying that from a personnel standpoint. I'm just talking about how they play the game, how they approach the game of football. Looks nothing like these old Falcons. And that's a good thing. That's what we've needed for years in Atlanta. And to see it come into fruition, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. Sky's the limit for these Falcons, man. NFL, we putting y'all ass on notice. You give us 2 more drafts, 1 or 2 more free agencies, and you probably gonna see a parade down Peachtree. That long ass street in Atlanta that stretches from one side of the city all the way to the other side of the city. You're gonna see some parade. You're gonna see a parade come down Peachtree. And it's gonna be the biggest movie ever. Going back to the Braves parade, not taking nothing away from the Atlanta Braves, but you know how many people I ran into at that parade that say, you know what? Hey man, we so happy the Braves did it for us, but man, just imagine when the Falcons finally win. I ran into so many people and had that conversation with them. Boy, you see all these people here now? Just imagine when the Falcons finally win. Man, man, boy, man, we literally gonna party like it's 1999 when the Falcons do it. I can't wait. I can't wait. God willing, I'm here. I can't wait. But I feel it's coming, man. I feel it. I feel it's coming. I feel it's coming. Somebody says, fuck the 49ers. Hey, I know, man. Like I said, I ain't got no love for the 49ers, man. That, like I said earlier, that started when I was a kid and they used to bust us up all the time. So I ain't got no love for them. Says Toddy holding his nuts. Says, yeah, I'm holding my nuts on the 49ers, man. I don't like them, bro. Now, I don't hate them as much as I hate them old baghead, trash, swamp rat ain'ts, but I don't like the 49ers. I ain't got no love for San Francisco 49ers. None. So yeah, I'm gonna hold my nuts on them today. I really am. I can't stand them, man. I can't stand them. I hate them from that 2012 NFC Championship. Oh man, bad memory. I was at that game, dog. Another reason I hate them, boy. I was at that game. Georgia Dome got that early, tail game. Had me something in my cup. You know what I'm saying? I, had me something to smoke on. Man, that was a tough loss, man. I remember for the game I had stopped because it was cold that day too. I still remember it was cold. I want to say that game was in January, but I do remember it's cold. Man, I had bought me like a fresh, like $35, $40 hood. Go up my jersey, my little fit, whatever. And after they scored, man, I took that hood and I just threw it on the ground. And that boy, I was so upset and just left it there. Man, that was a tough loss. That's another reason I can't stand them. Done no love for the 49ers whatsoever. Eric Park in the building. What's up with you? Eric says, will the Falcons win and Saints and Bucks lost, keeping the Falcons afloat? Yeah, we're going to just keep transitioning higher, man. They're going to mess around and let us win. I ain't going to say let us, but they're going to mess around. We're going to win the NFC South, man. We're going to win the NFC South. Facebook, it says, Lee McHale Walker ass on the sideline. Defense looks so much better. Hey, man. Hey. He mess around and miss too much time. He gonna be on that bench, man. Cause like we say, that young bull Troy Anderson, bro. Troy Anderson be out there kicking ass and taking names, bro. Baby birds, new energy. I love it, man. I absolutely love it. I think Mikael Walker only has without looking, I want to say 1 year left on his contract. So it'll be interesting, to see what the future holds for the Falcons. Speaking of linebackers, now we're gonna have some money to spend. Will Roquan Smith make it to free agency? Do you throw a bag at Roquan Smith if he goes to free agency, or do you kind of keep what you got, or do you not invest all that money into Roquan? Because Roquan gonna want to be the highest paid linebacker in the NFL. So do you spend that bag if you find no? Or do you say no, I ain't gonna overspend like that. I ain't gonna overspend. I'm gonna do this ground root thing, build this thing from the ground. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see. If I'm Chicago, I don't know. I don't think I would let Roquan leave in free agency, but you never know. You never know. So that'll be interesting to see once that time gets here. Key point. That run first mentality translates on both sides of the ball. We were a finesse team with Matt. Yeah, and I eventually got tired of it, man. I eventually got tired of it. We were too much of a finesse team, and we spent too much energy, time, and resources building that team from the outside in instead of inside out. So outside of the few years with Coleman and Devontae, we couldn't really run the ball like that. But now we're just running down teams' throats. Somebody get hurt. Okay, let's get another backhand. Just keep running. Just keep running. Just keep running. And Tyler Algier and Huntley be out there just punishing people. I saw one play today. Algier got the ball and he pushed the pile. It was like a pile of 8 people. He pushed the pile about 6 or 7 yards. I said, this young guy's a bull. He's a straight up bull. A straight bull. Falcons 500 now, second place in the division. Let's get it. Let's fucking go. Rusty says, just seeing the clip of Arthur Smith drinking a beer with all the players in the locker room. The new vibe and energy is coming crazy. I love it. I love that too, man. I love it too. And you can tell they play hard for their coach, man. They play hard for their coach. And that's that vibe, that new energy that we're talking about, that new culture. The baby birds, the young guys, young fresh legs, new energy, new leadership. Grady Jerry is the big dog in the locker room now. Julio, Matt, they're no longer the big guys in the locker room. That's Grady's locker room now. I remember I remember there was a clip that went viral in the Falcon online community. The Falcons had an early practice, and one of the young guys, I forget who it was, but he came out of the locker room and he was kind of acting real giddy and laughing and dancing. And Grady said, "Hey," he gave him that daddy, hey. And he said that and he looked at him and dude just stopped. I forget who the player was, but it was a young guy. He just stopped, froze. Like, oh shit, there go Grady. And that's the difference. Like sometimes you young and you know you're doing something you're supposed to. Your dad is, hey, like cut that shit out. That's not what we're doing right now. And I love to see that. You know, and this is Grady's team now. This is Grady Jarrett's team right now. And I love it. And he's playing damn good football. Grady's playing great football. Facebook said we're looking good this year, man. Yeah, we are. We are, man. We really should only have like one loss. You know, I tend to not to like to play the woulda, coulda, shoulda games when you don't win, but that just shows, you know, the heart and the determination of this team. We truly should only have one loss on our record. We should only have one loss, all in all. 478 in the building. What's happening? Middle Georgia's in the building. We in here. 478 all day, all night, all long. What's happening? 478. Titus College Park. You right. College Park. Facebook says great win by the Falcons today. It wasn't one of my books in my win total. Okay. But I'll take it. McGarry and Lindstrom are smashing the offensive line on the run. Yeah, they are. Hey, man, McGarry is playing much, much better. I've been one of McGarry's biggest critics since his second year in Atlanta. But if I can criticize you a lot, I can give you props a lot too. McGarry is playing good football this year. He's playing good football. Now, I'm not gonna exaggerate and say he's playing great because he still has some plays. He's like, oh, McGarry, that was your man. You missed the block. But he's playing good football. McGarry is playing good football, and I'm glad to see it. He's turned the corner. I don't know if it's a contract thing. You know, it is a contract year for him. So, you know, I don't know if he playing good now to get his money. Then after he get his money, he get back in the mediocre ways. I hope not. I don't know how that's going to work out with him in Atlanta. Atlanta did not pick up his fifth-year option. So if they re-sign him in the offseason, I don't know. But once you become an unrestricted free agent, that means everybody has dibs on you. So we're going to have to see how that plays out. But we'll cross that bridge once we get there. But as of right now, McGarry is playing good football. And we all know Chris Lindstrom is just a fucking beast. That boy been beasting since he was a rookie. He's a beast. But we're gonna have to back that. We're gonna have to give him 3 or 4 bags when it's time to pay him. But Lindstrom when Lindstrom go to the table, oh boy, he gonna leave out there with a big old bag. But you know, we gotta pay him. Now that's somebody I'm not hesitant or gonna complain when you pay him because he's been a dog since day one, and that's somebody we drafted, and he's still young. So you go ahead and you pay him, you take care of him, because you know, unlike McGarry, you can't say, well, you can't have this thought in your head. Was he only playing because it's a contract year? No. When McGarry was only making rookie money, which he still is now, he was still balling. So you're not hesitant to give him big dog money because you know he's still gonna ball. He's just a ball player. So there are no qualms, there are no hesitations, there are no second thoughts when it comes to Chris Lindstrom. Yeah, go ahead and pay him. Go ahead and pay him. You know, and send him a few of Atlanta's best strippers. You know, when he signed his contract, hey man, big dog, handle your business. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Sherman Wood says, and we got a hell of a chance against Cincinnati next week. Starting to notice we have all revenge games this season. Yeah, I'm confident we're gonna beat the Bengals. We're gonna beat Cincinnati. You know, you have to worry about Jamar Chase and of course Broadway Joe Burrow, but hey, We're gonna come. We're gonna just bust them in the mouth, just like we did San Francisco today. We're just gonna bust them in the mouth all game long. Mr. CDX for life, checking in from YouTube. What's up, Mr. CDX? Defense going to win us 5 or 6 games. You know what? I can see that, and I definitely hope you're right. And that's something, Mr. CDX, we've been missing these last, well, I ain't gonna say last few years, but a long time. Having a defense when the defense wins your games, you know, and that's important, man. That's a big dynamic of a football team. When your defense plays good enough or great enough, but the defense go out there, hey man, defense is gonna win 5 or 6 games for you this year. And when that happens, that's when everything comes into full motion, and you know you got a good football team. You know you got a great football team. You know you can go out there and beat anybody on any given Sunday. There's really not a team, even though we're 3-3, we're 500, but there's not a team that I don't think we can beat in the NFL. There's not a team. And I really haven't felt like that since 2016. Now, am I saying this team is better than 2016 Falcons team? No, I'm not. But there's not a team that I don't think that we can beat playing our best football. There's not a team out there in the league that I'm looking at now and say, oh, we can't beat this team. I think we could beat any other 31 teams in the league. We go out there and we play our best football. You know? So, sky's the limit, man. Sky's really the limit for us right now. Now that's what I call playing 4 quarters, and that's something that we've been terrible at in the past, and we don't have to go back in our history and digest that. But you're right, you got to play. A football is a 4 quarters game, so you got to play all 4 quarters. Got to. Mr. CDX says need to go 5-0 in the next 5, 4-1. Cool. Also, yeah, I'm cool with that. Also, 5-0. Hey, we'll all take it. 4-1. We cool with that as well. We cool with that as well. But now these teams, they looking at their schedule now and they see, oh shit, we gotta play Atlanta next week. Yeah, Atlanta, this boy balling. Yeah, the now teams are thinking, 3, 4, 5, 6 days ahead. Like, boy, we gotta play the Falcons. They ain't like the old Falcons with man and Julio. Them boys play football now. When I say football, they physical, dog. They like a 1980s team. They don't sit there and just run the ball at you all day long, and they gonna hit you in the face on defense. Boy, shoot, man, let me give me some sleep. No, I ain't going out tonight, dog. Boy, we playing Atlanta. That's these other teams' mentality now when they see the Falcons on the schedule. Whereas in the past, we're like, oh, Falcons, dub. Nah, it ain't no just automatic dub no more, partner. You're gonna have a fight on your hand. You gonna have a real deal fight on your hand now when you see ATL on the schedule. Crystal Styles, hey, how's it going, Crystal? How you doing? Says, I am happy to see how our team is developing. I think we're starting to gel, and nice to see how the next man up is stepping up to play. I totally agree. And that's when you say next man up, we can go back and look at Troy Anderson. Walker goes down, he has to step in and make his NFL starting debut, and he played a good football game today. Troy Anderson was very good today. I think he was our second leading tackler today, and that's his first NFL start. And he forced another turnover, and we got another touchdown. That's really the next man up mentality. Cordero Patterson goes down. Okay, Huntley, Algier, yeah, y'all young. You ain't never started no game before. Okay, well, come on in here. Hey, Avery Williams, yeah, I know we told you, yeah, punt return, kick return, but yeah, you know what? Hey, come on, we need you on the field. I think Avery Williams got the very first play of the game. I want to say they threw like a little short rollout pass to him or hit him in the flats. Next man up. Next man up. Come on. And that's like you say, next man up mentality, just a new culture, new look Falcons. You gotta love it. You gotta appreciate it. Facebook user says Rick at number 44 look very good. Yeah, Troy Anderson. We've been talking about Troy since we started the show, but Troy Anderson been balling, man. Like I said, that could be the steal of the entire draft, man. Troy Anderson. Troy Anderson be all over the field, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Facebook says all the team looked great as a whole. Yeah, we definitely did. Definitely did. John says 49ers fans leaving before the game was over. I love that. I love when you make them leave early. I love when you make them leave early, man. That's a good thing. And just watching the Falcons today, man, they just made me proud. They made me proud. You know, been a Falcons fan all my life. Um, of course, the majority of the time, the team has been bad, terrible, or disappointing. But today, they just made me proud how they went out there and played. I was proud of this team. I was very proud. I was proud of my team. Like they made me proud today. I was proud to watch this team. You know, and like I say, we was a 5.5 underdog at home. So Vegas pretty much was saying the 49ers are gonna come out here and just really control this game and beat y'all in your own crib. But that didn't happen. I was proud of this team. They came out here and played all 4 quarters, man, and they were all around the ball. Energy, crazy, you know, physical, you know. So I was very, very proud of my team today. Very proud. Great job today, guys. We are first actually after the steal last week. When you say first, do you mean first in the division? What do you mean when you say first? Corey, what's up, bro? Corey said, I think Drake London is going to be the dog on the offense like Roddy White was. You know what, Corey? Somebody said that earlier, man. Somebody said that they see that dog in Drake, Champagne Poppy, like we saw in our guy Roddy White. You know, and I see that too. I see that dog in him, man. And I know before the season even started, when they interviewed Terry Fontenot, right after the Drake London pick, and Fontenot actually, excuse me, Fontenot actually talked about that. He was saying, we just see this physical football player, and there's just something in him that we know that made us know that he was going to be a good football player for our franchise. And we're looking forward to you guys seeing that on the field when the season starts. Fontenot kind of hinted at that, you know. So Drake London has turned out to be just a magnificent first round pick for the Falcons, and the sky's the limit for him as well. Facebook user says he or she loves them, and I'm assuming they mean the Falcons. That makes two of us. That makes two of us. Mike says only had 5 penalties, and I think only 2 were on defense. Much better, good discipline. Yeah, shouts out to Art Smith. It's coaching, and we all know Art Smith is a no nonsense coach. Art Smith don't put up with no BS from nobody on that team. You know, he'll dig into anybody. He don't care who you are. But that's just a sign of good coaching, good discipline. You play how you practice how you play. So Art Smith's having these guys prepared, think, focus, you know, do what you're supposed to do on that field. And you don't get the penalties, or you don't get as many penalties. Mike also says secondary played well, especially when it counted. Yes, they did. They definitely did. Definitely did. They came and made some big plays. And Mike, we had 2 interceptions today, I think. Then we get 2 interceptions. And that's another thing with these Falcons, man. Like, we creating turnovers. We catching interceptions. I know the Hawk had one, Jalen Hawkins. When's the last time we seen a Falcons team just get interceptions, man? That hadn't happened since 2012. Back when we had old Willie Moe and Thomas Deku and, you know, those guys, Mr. Pick Six. You know, that Falcons team created a lot of turnovers as far as interceptions go. But now we're starting to see this Falcons team do it. And we haven't seen that in a long time. All the cornerbacks and safeties we've had since that era, like Alford, Trufant, you know, those guys didn't get interceptions, man. And you need your secondary to get interceptions. That helps you win football games too. Clayton Murray says, I love it. Defense playing offense and offense playing defense. We was missing that. Oh man, what a paramount statement that is, bro. Both sides work in conjunction and work off one another. Offense, you help the defense. Defense, you help the offense. So when you do that, it all comes together and it marriage into one, and you get great results when you do that. That's the part that makes it a team game, a football team. Everybody helping everybody, even on special team. you know. So excellent point there, Clayton. Chris also says no turnovers today. Again, shout out to Artis Smith. No turnovers today. No turnovers and very little penalties. And we controlled the clock. We ran the ball. You're gonna win 80% of those 80% of those times when you have situations like that. So it's just good that we can finally see this from our team. You know, after so many years of not seeing this from our team, it feels good and it looks good when you actually see that out there. And also, can we show Zakiya some love too? All Zakiya does is make big catches. That's all he do. He makes big clutch catches. That's all Zakiya does. And I love Zakiya as a player. Love him as a player. To me, he can become potentially. I won't say great. You know, I don't seem like I'm just being super biased, but become potentially. I hope he does eventually become great as a Falcon. But he can become a very, very good wide receiver. That's all Zacchaeus does is just make clutch, big catches. And they ain't gonna call no names, but people be wanting to bring Ridley back. I'm like, y'all not watching Zacchaeus? No, we don't want to bring Ridley back and take Zacchaeus reps from him and stop his progression and stunt his growth. You know, when Ridley come off suspension, you let him go on to Philadelphia or Miami where he want to go to originally. I like Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus want to play here. Let's keep him here. So no, don't bring Calvin Ridley back and take his reps from him. Let Zacchaeus continue to grow as a football player and build that chemistry with the guys that are in the locker room right now, going to war for one another every single Sunday, every single day at practice in the meeting rooms. So no, we don't need Ridley to come back and take Zacchaeus' plays from him. Zacchaeus is a good young football player. Let him continue to grow. Michael says, on one play, the defense stayed in their lanes and Jimmy G had nowhere to go. He started to move, and I don't know if that says Anderson saw it and came in hard. Jimmy had to toss it low and away. It was a beautiful play by the D. I think it was the first quarter. I've seen a few plays like that. There was a huge third down. I think it was the third quarter or something similar to that happened. I think San Francisco had like 3rd and 12, 3rd and 11, something like that. And it kind of was getting a little bit of momentum. We needed to make a stop, and we ended up making a stop. So yeah, and those are things that let you know, Mike, like, hey man, this team is coming. They're coming together. You know, they're coming together, and it is a beautiful thing to watch, because you know, especially from a defensive standpoint, over the years, man, we hadn't had a lot to praise our defense about, but to see the recipe come together like it's coming. It's just great to watch as a fan, man. You know, it really gets you hyped on Sunday, gets you pumped up on Sunday. When the Falcons come on, man, it's like those stressful times, you know, those painstaking times that we've all felt, you know, so much over Sundays watching this team. They're being removed, and again, we are still just 3-3, but we've been in every single game. Every single game. Even the Rams game, when the Rams came out there and they just tore us up early, team never quit. We could have won the Rams game. That would have been us just stealing the game from them out in LA, a game that the Rams dominated, but you know what? They did not quit. They didn't take the helmets off and start thinking about, well, you know what I'm gonna do tonight? Who am I call to the house tonight? Who am I go party tonight? No, they would focus on the game. New energy, new culture. Gotta love it. Shout out to Arthur Smith. Chris said, I know, right? I can't wait to feel the missing components next year. Yeah. And Chris, we're gonna have some money to spend. So we're gonna be able to fill some gaps in the roster with some key free agents. And the last almost 3 years, we've been so financially strapped that we have been kind of bargain basement shopping.
But this offseason, I don't know the exact numbers. I've heard and seen anywhere from about 90 million to 110 million, maybe 120, but anywhere from, we'll just say 90 million to 120 million dollars in cap space. So when free agency hits, we're gonna be able to do a lot, Crystal, and we're gonna be big spenders in free agency. And another good thing too, Crystal, because like we're so competitive right now, now we become more attractive to free agents. You know, now when teams start putting their offers in, you get like a good free agent might get five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 offers from teams. And when he sees a young competitive team with a good up and coming coach, a roster that don't quit, now that free agent will look like, see, Miami, Chicago, Indianapolis, Detroit, Atlanta. Yeah, yeah. Atlanta probably gonna be the spot for me. I already like Atlanta as a city, and I see that how much this team is growing. Yeah, yeah. Then he'll tell his agent, yeah, we'll take that Atlanta deal. We'll take that Atlanta deal. Let's do it. Let's go. And that's how you build a foundation. That's how you build your foundation. Facebook use is good win, a complete game today. If they play like that, we can beat anybody. Yep. Said that earlier, man. Ain't no team in the NFL that I don't think we can beat when we on our game. Not one. No team. Facebook said don't need CMC. Our run game is fine. I totally agree. Totally agree. Facebook said I would trade for Burns or Brown though from Carolina. What would you give up for him though? What would you think would be sufficient compensation? Somebody says the Sucks and the Aints lose. Yep. Yep. So and we win. You know what I'm saying? So hey, we need more Sundays like that. Agree. We got talent ready to step up for much less money. Yep. Exactly. And that goes back to where you don't want to kind of overspend for players. And that kind of goes back a little bit to when I was questioning, what you make Roquan Smith the highest paid linebacker and bring him to Atlanta, or is that maybe not a good idea? Maybe like I say, do more of a grassroots campaign, build from within. And so far, this last draft, Drake London, Troy Anderson, Aba Cody, Malone, Algier. Man, we hit a home run on this draft through the first six games, y'all. This last draft class, we have hit a home run through the first six games. All these guys look like they're gonna be ballers for the next 10 years. All of them. Francis Taylor checking in. How's it going today, Francis? I know you enjoyed the game. Francis, yes, you have been saying they need a coaching change. Yeah, Francis, I've been complaining big time about that. The last about 3 years, Francis. That's all I'm saying. Oh man, we got to get a coaching change. We got to get a coaching change. And Francis, it's just great to see it start to happen. It's great to see the beginning stages of the culture change. And that's just one thing that I just been harping on, complaining about, whining about, because I looking at the team these last 3-4 years, I just knew the energy was dead. Like you got to change the culture. This culture just gonna continue to embarrass the franchise, embarrass the fans, embarrass the city, and embarrass the state. So you got to get a new coach in here, and that goes also in part with that new energy that we spoke about too. So, and I'm just great. I'm so happy to see you, Francis. I really am. I really, really am. I'm really excited about this team. RJ says we actually stopped the 4th and 1. We did, and that's RJ. That's the progression of that defense, progression as the team as a whole as well. Facebook user says, "What's good, Tyler? What's happening, Facebook user? How's it going? How about them birds? How about them Falcons?" Facebook user. How about the Falcons? David started checking in. What's up, David? Says McCaffrey. No. Now Brian Burns makes it out of the 5 cell. I wouldn't mind picking him up in the trade. A second and third should do it. So David says, "Say no to McCaffrey," but nah, you don't. Nah, McCaffrey, you ain't his contract just too much, and he have a hard time staying healthy now. I'm with you all day long on that, David. So nah, we good without CMC. We good without him. We don't want to put them big contracts on the book again. Eric Parks is props Pruitt being activated from the practice squad and got his first NFL touchdown. Yeah, and that goes back to what Crystal was saying. Crystal said, "Hey, next man up," and just like Eric is saying, props to Pruitt being activated from the practice squad and got his first NFL touchdown. That's the epitome of next man up. Shouts out to Pruitt. Shouts out to Pruitt. I'm sure him and his family and friends gonna, have a nice celebration today after the game. That's a huge accomplishment for a young player, especially coming off the practice squad to get your first touchdown. It's just like going into the major leagues and you hit your first home run, man. That's something to be proud of. So shout out to that young man. Chris says they're gonna have to shut down Atlanta when the Falcons win, and we have, what? What? Oh my God! I can imagine it, and I can't imagine it. It's gonna, boy, Lord, Lord, because I was going back to the Braves. The Braves had two parades. They had one in Cobb County, and one in Fulton County. When the Falcons do it, you got to shut down the entire city of Atlanta for a clean, at least a 24-hour period. Because, man, when them Falcons finally get that Super Bowl, my. Chris also says, how's AJ injury going to affect us going forward? I'm not sure right now because I'm not sure how bad he's hurt. I don't know if it's something minor or something that could potentially be major or something that's going to linger. So I'm really not sure. We got some guys like D. Alford, Isaiah Oliver, even guys like Mike Ford, and that goes back to what you're saying, Chris, that if he does miss a game or maybe two, whoever's behind him on the depth chart or whoever they insert in, hey, you just got to step up and fill that void, and filling AJ shoes or those are big shoes to fill, but hey, next man up. Facebook user said, I hate that Coach 49ers have that bleep cost us a Super Bowl. So beating him is a great feeling. It is a great feeling. It is a great feeling, especially being Kyle, who unfortunately for us was a big reason that we couldn't close the Super Bowl in Houston. So when you come back and you beat Shanahan, I mean, it adds extra to the celebration of beating his team. You want to kick a little dust in his face whenever you beat him. Facebook says, bro, we witnessed the Falcons win it all. This country ain't gonna be real. I'm telling you. Hey, I'm telling you, like, boy, Falcons win the Super Bowl, boy. Woo, man. The biggest party ever. They call the Georgia-Florida game the largest cocktail party. No, it's gonna be the Falcons Super Bowl celebration, and boy, we're gonna it's just crazy, man, and I can't wait. It's coming. I just got the feeling it's coming. It's more than likely probably ain't gonna happen this year, but it's coming. It's definitely coming. Sean Davis, what's going on, Sean? This is Troy said that punt return TD. That was huge for us. Yes, it was. Yeah, and we talked about that earlier when we spoke about Troy Anderson, man. Like Troy Anderson, he's about 240, I think 6'3", ran a 4.3. That dude broke on that punt return and see if he scores. Now the momentum really changes. But Troy, like, no, sir. Come on. No, you ain't finna score. No. I got you. That was huge for the Falcons, man. So we keep giving Troy Anderson props, but as a rookie, we love what we're seeing from him. So props, shout out to Troy Anderson once again. Just making big plays. That's a big play. You stop a punt return, that's a huge play. So props to Troy Anderson. Clay Murray says, is it me or did the ref try to make it for last week? I take the win because I seen the fair game. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they try to show us a little favoritism, um, based on us getting robbed last week with Android Brady. Um, Possibly so. I don't know. I really can't say. I really can't say. Rafael Jimenez checks in from YouTube. Says, "What's wrong with that? What you mean tough loss, man? What do you mean, Rafael? When you say tough loss, are you a 49ers fan or Rafael? I'm assuming." Michael Arvin says, "Want to pick up Lamar, but dude keeps turning it over." Ooh, Mike, man, you didn't already talked in the comments about Lamar. As a player, with the offense that we run, of course, Lamar would fit the system perfectly. But like, man, you already talked about Mike. Like, man, that's gonna be the Lamar wants the biggest contract in NFL history. He wants to supersede Deshaun Watson's contract. And honestly, man, I don't want to pay that kind of money. I really don't. I don't want to pay that kind of money. I'm just not ready to jump back in that largest NFL contract in history car again. No, we rode that car. We rode in that car with Matt Ryan for 2 contracts, largest in NFL history. You gave Julio 2 of those contracts for receiver, and man, I'm just not ready to jump in that car with Lamar yet. And Lamar is a fantastic quarterback. Me being honest, like his playing style does could concern me a little bit because Lamar runs the ball just like a tail. Well, I'm saying tailback, but a running back. So he takes a lot of hits. So his longevity, it concerns me a little bit because he runs so much. And that's some of the magic of his game, his style. So as much as I know Lamar's system would be perfect fit for the Falcons. You have Lamar Jackson on this team. I mean, it probably makes us top 4 or 5 Super Bowl contender. So I don't know, Mike. I don't know about that one, man. I just that contract, man. That's what scared me because I know that the money put this team in so much trouble with Matt and Julio and their contracts. And you Devontae Freeman, his contract, he was the highest paid running back for a year or two. And they just set the team back so far, man. So I just don't I kind of want to take the Belichick approach a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, don't overpay guys. Don't overpay them. Go in the draft and draft smart. Don't overpay them. Just keep drafting smart. So I just don't know about Lamar Jackson, but I know he would be perfect for this offense. Without a shadow of a doubt about that, he would be absolutely perfect. Also, speaking of who would be perfect for this offense, Will Levis from Kentucky. Y'all know I'm big on him. I post about him a lot on Facebook. Of course, Bryce Young. Bryce is an exceptional college quarterback. Now, I know the knock on Bryce is his size and his stature, but man, Bryce is ice cold, poised, amazing. Um, Herndon Hooker also from Tennessee. We all saw him on the big game yesterday. I think he would be perfect for it. And then, as we all know, we still got to give Ritter a chance to um, knock on wood, but hopefully Ritter makes all this conversation now meritless and he ends up being the greatest Falcons quarterback in history. And Ritter said he wants to bring a Super Bowl to the city, to this team. Excuse me. So hopefully he's the guy to do it. So we shall see. We shall see. David says I would love to get Roquan, but I don't want to pay him elite defender money. Yeah, David, you like me, man. Like I would love to get Roquan Smith. Damn good dog. I watched him play some damn good football at University of Georgia. But them largest contracts in history of position, they just got me on edge right now. Because we did it so much with the last regime, with the last nucleus of guys that we had. We just cutting everybody checks. And it just got me on edge to do that. It got me cautious. But we'll see. We're gonna see. We got a new general manager now. I know most of y'all hated Dimension, but I will admit I liked the Dimension. Dimension, my boy. I think Dimension gets a bad rep. I really do. But we'll see how Dimitrov handles contracts. I'm sorry, we'll see how Fontenot handles contracts. The next 2 to 4 years, Fontenot will have to decide if he's gonna pay this guy, sign this guy. So we're gonna see. We'll see how he handles that in comparison to Dimitrov. But again, Dimitrov is my boy, y'all. I know 95% of the fan base hate Dimitrov, but Dimitrov was good in my book, y'all. To be totally honest, I just think he get a bad rap. Facebook said, I'd much rather be a great run team with an okay pass than a great pass team with an okay run. That makes sense. That means you're controlling the clock. That means you're winning the time of possession battle. And also, a lot of times, that means you are turning the ball over less because you're traditionally going to throw more interceptions than you will fumbles from your running back. So that makes sense. Trey Lance, next great 49ers quarterback, checks in from YouTube. Says, congrats, ATL. Y'all smacked us. Shanahan overrated. Hey, appreciate that, Trey Lance, next great quarterback, man. Appreciate the congratulations, man. Thanks a lot. And he said Shanahan overrated. Man, if you only knew how us Atlanta fans feel about Shanahan. We said earlier that Shanahan probably got to walk around with 3 or 4 bodyguards in Atlanta. Because you let the wrong fans catch him, they might do something to him. But I appreciate that. Trey Lance, next quarterback. Thank you for the congratulations, man. Appreciate that for real. Rafael Jimenez says, anyway, we'll have to come back to see ATL on the next one. Go Niners. Okay, so you were a 49ers fan. Hey, shout out to you, Rafael. And they're checking in from YouTube, y'all. I don't promote the YouTube channel a lot in our Facebook group for whatever reason, but y'all check us out. Also, Atlanta Bird Game is now. Well, we've been on YouTube for years, but just been inactive, not posting a lot of videos. But a lot of new content is on the YouTube page, Atlanta Bird Game. So check us out on YouTube. In fact, let me drop our YouTube link in there. And if y'all would be so kind just to hit the page up with a subscribe, man, I definitely would appreciate it. Let me see if I can drop that in the comment section so y'all can follow the YouTube page because there's some things on YouTube that don't make the group. So give me a second. Let me try to see if I can put it in the comments. But they are checking in from YouTube, 49ers fans. And they're saying Shanahan is overrated. So, maybe they want to move away from Kyle Shanahan like Atlanta has done, of course. But I'm going to drop the YouTube link in the comments so you can check us out on YouTube. I just put it in the comment section. So y'all do me a favor, man, and subscribe to the YouTube channel because again, everything on YouTube won't be in a group. So definitely go check it out and help the page grow. And I definitely would appreciate that a great, great deal. Correct, Facebook user. Definitely need your defense to help you win. Facebook user also says, I see the same hunger from 2006. 16, excuse me. I hope we can make it as far as the 2016 team did, but actually finish the game. That would be great. But I know exactly what you're saying. I see that hunger and the passion from the team as well myself. Facebook, you said, okay, what's going on, Shin? How you doing? How's it going, bro? Says Art Smith has this team believing they can beat anyone. The best thing that could have happened to this team was to be cheated by the refs last weekend. That game result seems to put a battery in the team back. And you know what? That that could end up being one of the best things that happened to this team. That could motivate them to a point where they exceed all expectations and play beyond their means and find themselves in the playoffs. find themselves winning a playoff game or playoff games, find themselves in an NFC Championship game. Before you know it, you find yourself in the Super Bowl. Once you're there, you might as well win it. Once you're in the championship game, you there, you might as well win it. So that's a great point you make there, Shan. Um, Thanks for you. Also, we've been putting up at least 20 points this season. I think we aren't we one of the highest scoring teams in the NFL in regards to points per game. I think somebody give me some information on that thing on that. But I think we're one of the highest scoring teams in the league. Clayton says Kyle still haven't learned his lesson by changing schemes. He stuck with his plan, but the players couldn't execute on plays. Should have kept running with the running back, not Coleman, but the other one. But Kyle going to be Kyle, piece of bleep. I think we shut their running game down too. Today, I think they only had 50. They had 51 rushing yards, and we had 168 rushing yards. So yeah, we shut their running game down. And we jumped out also on top of them 14-0 early. So that might have made him focus a little more on passing early to get back in the game than they wanted to, which could have affected how many times they ran the ball. But I definitely understand where you're coming from. Facebook user says new energy. Was critical of Mariota because I want to see Ritter too. See if we pick a quarterback for next year's draft. Now I'm riding with Marcus Mariota, I believe, and know this team can get a playoff spot, and it will be a juggernaut based off our style of play. Good comment. And just talked about it that a moment ago, man. You mess around before you know it, this team is in the playoffs. Before you know it, we win the NFC South. And Mariota has caught a lot of criticism from a lot of people in the fan base. But today, Mariota played very good football. He didn't throw for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. He didn't do that. But he was a leader on the field on offense. He made the right plays. I think he only had one incompletion. Again, I mean, he didn't throw for a lot of yards. Yeah, he was 13 to 14, 2 touchdowns. And also ran a touchdown. So only one incompletion, and he put 18 points on the board. He had a total of 3 touchdowns. So Mariota was very, very, very good today. I've been skeptical about him also when we initially signed him early in the season. But like I say, if I can criticize you and voice my concerns, my skepticism about you, I can also give you your props just as much. Mariota played a great game today. Great game. He was the offensive leader. He did not allow himself to get rattled today. He protected the football. There was not a lot of turnovers. When we needed a play to be made, he made the play. And also, one thing that I do want to give him props for, he stayed in the pocket today. I think early in the season, he was kind of anxious to prove himself after not starting for like 3 years. And he was leaving the pocket too early. One read and go. But this week, he just stayed in the pocket. And there were some points where he might have stayed in there too long and maybe took a sack. But he wanted to show like, hey, I can be in the pocket and move the chains and throw the ball also. So shout out to Mariota, man. Played a great football game today. And definitely pretty much propelled us to victory. So props to Marcus Mariota, man. Michael Larver says the rest of the game is strong and really helps the D. 5 to 6 minute series is vital. Yes, controlling the clock, time of possession. You control the clock, you win a time of possession. You rushing for 150 plus, 160 plus yards per game. Hey, you're gonna win a lot of football games that way. You're gonna win a lot of football games that way. Early draft won't subject to change, but I love Joy Porter Jr. Penn State University. So David starts putting out there for Joy Porter Jr. from Penn State. Michael Arvis says Drake's from Hollywood, USC. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. He over there off Sunset Boulevard, near the Hollywood Hills, Bel Air. David Fuller says the team is mentally tough. Great all-around team win. Yes. David, they're mentally and physically tough. That's one thing I'm liking about this team. But you make a key point when you say mentally, because being mentally tough means that you fight from adversity. And one thing that I just loved about us today is when the 49ers, I think they tied the game up 14-14. We responded right back and scored. That's a mentally tough team. We responded right back and went back up 21-14. And we didn't look back. They never scored another point after that. My brother from the Bronx, Robinson Santana, checking in, says finally it's starting to feel right. The energy, the culture. If we beat Cincinnati, we might put the league on notice. Don't sleep on us. Put some respect on our name. You're right. Absolutely right. And like you said, Robinson, and we've been talking about it also all through the broadcast. Like we're starting to feel it, man. The energy, the culture, everything feel like it's starting to come into place. And it's just a beautiful thing to see. It's a beautiful thing to see because, like Robinson is alluding to, we've had some rough years these last 3-4 years. So it's finally start. It's good to finally see the change come in. He also says go blue. And also, y'all, Robinson is a Michigan Wolverine fan. And he likes to troll me and say that Michigan is going to get their revenge on UGA if we play this year. Like, we didn't spank them good enough in the playoffs last year, 34-11, totally dominated them. I don't know why he's barking up this tree again. We already spanked y'all on national TV last year. You want to get spanked again, Robinson? You need to go. You need to be trying to bark up Ohio State's tree. No, you don't want these Bulldogs again, man. This ain't what you want, bro. You don't want you don't want them Bulldogs, man. I'm telling you, what's good for you. You want to see Ohio State. That's your best chance to beat them because you're not gonna beat Georgia, sir. That's not gonna happen. Stop it. That's my brother though, man. What's up, Robinson? David Starr says, and the way Coach Smith married the inside and outside run was beautiful. Kept the 49ers tired and off balance all day. Yeah, man, we was punishing them with that run game, man. Algier inside, Huntley outside. Algier outside, Huntley inside. You could see about the mid of the third quarter, 49ers defense was exhausted. They were tired. They were worn out. We were mentally beating them up. They were tired, man. They were tired of that run game. They were tired of us handing the ball off. So great point, man. Great point. Clay Mercer's treat really like Deion Jones, bring him back and trade him for some pick. Y'all know my opinion on Ridley, man. Don't want him back. Do not want him back on this team. So that might be what the Falcons do, similar to what we did to Deion Jones, bring him back. Let the league see that, hey, he's healthy, or in Ridley's case, he's playing football again. Best offer wins. Somebody offer a second round pick, you take it if that's your best offer. Even a fourth round pick, if that's your best offer, you take it. But I don't want Ridley back on this team. I like what we're doing without Calvin Ridley. You went in the gym soon with us this year or last year, Calvin. So we don't want you back. We wish you well wherever you go after here, but no. We got the unicorn, we got Drake London, and we got a damn good young promising receiver in Zacchaeus. So we good. We straight. So best offer wins for Ridley, but I don't want him back on the team. Now I often go back and forth with other people who do want Calvin back, but I don't want Ridley back on this team. Enough damage has been done. There's too much past there. Both sides need to move on. And in my heart of hearts, I think that's how both sides feel. Really has shown me enough evidence that he don't want to be in Atlanta. He's made that public indirectly that, hey, I don't want to play there. And I don't think Fontenot and Arthur Smith wants him here. They didn't draft him. That's a Dan Quinn guy. And we've seen Fontenot and Arthur Smith, what are they doing? They're cleaning out all these the old energy guys. You know, we talked about that energy. They're cleaning out all. They're getting rid of all the old energy guys. All the guys, whatever baggage you had, you guys. Okay, Julio, you don't really want to be here. Okay, bye. We'll get rid of you. Deion Jones, well, you kind of okay. Well, we'll get rid of you. Same thing with Ridley. Best offer wins. Move on from him. Ridley had his chance and his opportunity to be the man as far as the wide receiver core goes with a new administration, and he fumbled. He fumbled. Then he was very selfish, irresponsible, and dumb to go out there and gamble and hurt the team even more. So in my mind, in my eyes, like how many times do y'all want to give Calvin Ridley the opportunity to hurt the team before you realize, hey, we need to move on from this guy? Move on from this guy? How many red flags does Calvin Ridley need to show you before you realize that's not the guy for this team? So no, I don't want Ridley back. He don't need to take none of Zakia's reps. I don't want him back. Not at all. Ryan is walk. What's going on with you, Ryan? Says right out of Moon Park, California. I think he might have been talking to somebody. Michael Arvin says, yep, I knew it was our day when the kids caught both his early passes in traffic and they gave him the Wilson fumble to us. Boy, was right. And shout out to Zacchaeus again. You know, we just talking about him with Calvin Ridley, man. Like, I don't want Ridley to come back and disrupt. I don't want him to stunt Zacchaeus' growth or take any reps from him. I really feel like our wide receiver group is fine. Drake London, dog. Kyle Pitts, dog. Zacchaeus, dog. You don't need but 3 dogs. You really don't need but 2 dogs. You got 3. And you know, why bring him back in the team on a team that's really not, we're not leaning on the pass game, y'all. And I think the people who want to bring him back, well, we just need to get all these weapons. For what? We throw the ball 150 yards a game. So why bring another receiver into that element where you're not even throwing the ball a lot already anyway? Go ahead and get a draft pick and use that draft pick to fill another hole on the roster. We already don't throw the ball a lot. Drake London and Kyle Pitts barely get 5 receptions a game. They're getting 3, 4 receptions a game. Kyle Pitts just got his first passing touchdown this year. So what good is having Calvin Ridley back when you can get a draft pick for him? You know, let him go ahead and continue his career somewhere else because he don't want to be here anyway. And that's fine. That's fine. You don't want to be here, we don't want you here. Go follow your Bama buddy Julio. Wherever Julio end up next year, go follow behind him. We good. Facebook user says, once this team gets graded some help, more help on the D-line, we're going to be outstanding. I see Taquan Graham starting to come to life. So if we can get him, you know, to keep coming up, that'll help us a great deal. Marlon Davidson, will he ever show up? 2nd round pick out of Auburn. So can Marlon Davidson give us anything to help out Grady? Maybe, maybe not. Or do we go draft the guy? Or don't forget, we got some money to spend in free agency. Do we just go, hey, do we go get us a free agent to help out Grady? So we got some options. In a perfect world, Marlon Davidson will come back this year from the injury reserve. And he should be back next game. Because it's been like 5 weeks. But in a perfect world, Marlon Davidson comes back, he balls out. Bam. Marlon Davidson. Grady Jarrett. Taquan Graham. We're good. So hopefully it works that way. Because that means we ain't got to spend no more money. We ain't got to go trade for nobody. And Grady playing out his mind. I mean, boy, Grady playing like a man possessed. Like, boy, good God, Grady Jarrett. Grady playing like a first team All-Pro. If Grady keeps this up, you got to get him first team All-Pro. Clay Murray says, how many sacks did we get today? Um, I don't think we got a sack today. The one sack we did get, it was Grady and somebody else combined for a sack, and they they called a flag and they took it away. But outside of that, I don't think we got any sacks today. Somebody feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we officially got a sack today. Which is cool. We got the W. Crystal says y'all was hating on the draft picks, but I said watch out. I went and watched those tapes. People may not like Mariota, but he's what we needed to groom our future players. I definitely agree with you on that. Art Smith and Fontenot knew what they were doing. Yes, and that is starting to become evident. And you do make a very fair point or statement when you say people were hating on the draft picks. Oh, Crystal, man, especially in our group, they were hating on the Drake London pick. And hey, let me raise my hand. Initially, I did not like the Drake London pick, so I'm guilty as charged on that one, Crystal. You got me. I didn't like the Drake London pick at first, but I'm loving him now. And a lot of people were hating on Troy Anderson. You know, oh man, Troy Anderson. You know why you pick him? He from Montana State. You know they didn't play nobody. Shoot, Troy Anderson playing like he want to win Rookie of the Year right now. You know what I mean? He balling. And a lot, and also Crystal, a lot of us, because pretty much all Falcons fans, for the very most part, are Georgia Bulldog fans. So a lot of Falcons/Bulldog fans were in a feeling that we didn't draft Nakobe Dean. Oh man, you should have got Nakobe Dean. He was right there. Falcons so stupid. Falcons so stupid. But so far, Troy Anderson way better player than Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean can barely get on the field. So Crystal is absolutely positively correct in her statement there. Crystal says, I like TD2, but I told you years ago those contracts were going to ruin the Falcons team no matter the talent we had. It took us years, and I seriously doubt that Blank is going to take the team back. Blank is going to take the team back that way again, and big lesson learned. Yeah, and I also I think too, Crystal, that Arthur Blank, I think it's hard for me to say he was overstepping his boundaries because he owns the team. How you gonna tell a man who owns a team what he can and can't do? That's just me being a sideline fan. But what I'm really trying to say is, I think Blank was letting his heart get in the way of prudent football decisions. Because when it was time to negotiate with Julio Jones, when Julio was doing all that crying about him, I want a new contract. Arthur Blank step out in the media. Well, Julio's gonna be a Falcon for life. Well, Arthur, you just took away Dimitrov's negotiating power. Now you gave Julio all the leverage. Don't do that, Arthur. When it was time to extend Matt Ryan on that last contract when he got $150 million before the contract was signed, Arthur Blank stepped out. Well, Matt Ryan's gonna be a Falcon for life. Arthur, we negotiate a contract, bro. It's a negotiation. We want to keep all the leverage we can as a team, but when you step out and you saying stuff like that, now you're giving Matt Ryan, his agent, all the leverage. And I don't know if you've seen the interview, Crystal, but Dimitrov had a real good. He was on a podcast. He gave a real good interview one time, and he came out and he said, "It's like, hey." He pretty much said, and I'm paraphrasing this, but this is what he pretty much said. I got all the fire for those, man. I got through under the table for the Matt Ryan and Julio contracts. But listen, I was ordered to give those guys lifetime Falcons contracts to make sure that they retire a Falcon, and that's what I did. So he pretty much said, hey, those orders came from way higher than my pay grade. So I did what my boss told me to do. I gave them contracts to make them retire Falcons, and we all know it didn't end like that. So hopefully Arthur Blank learned from that, and which I think he did because he came out before the season started after the Julio fiasco last season, excuse me. And he said saying Falcons for life in hindsight is probably a bad idea. And I don't think we're gonna hear him say that anymore. We got EQRC coming in from Facebook. I'm sorry, YouTube, excuse me. So I don't know what CBS got hurt. Who is CBS? I'm not familiar with CBS. So you got to inform me on exactly who CBS is. Let's see, my guy Rob Brown checking in the building. What's up, Rob? I know you was at the game today. Look like you enjoyed yourself. Says, hey man, all I know is that it shouldn't be any infighting this week. Let's enjoy this dub, a complete team win. Rob, I don't think we're gonna be fighting. I don't think there's gonna be no fighting, no beefing this week. Great dominant team win against the 49ers, somebody who we notoriously really don't like. So I don't see nothing we should be beefing about this week. But you know how I go in ABG, Rob. By Wednesday, Thursday, we're gonna be fighting by something. um EQR says no, he's not. He took ATL to the Super Bowl. Oh, I guess you're talking about Kyle Shanahan. Okay, I got you. Got you. Chris says I don't blame San Francisco fans. I can't stand Kyle. None of us do. None of us can't stand him. My guy Jason Jones checking in. What's up? Jason says I love every bit of the way we're playing. Very surprising, and we keep it up. We'll mess around and upset a lot of teams. And so yeah, I said earlier, Jason, you mess around before you know it, you're in the NFC Championship game. I feel like when we playing our best football, like we mostly did today, I feel like we could beat anybody. I feel like we could beat any team when we playing our best football. I really do. Um, Shan checking in from the Dixon Way on YouTube. And y'all make sure to subscribe to Shan's channel also, which he is commenting from. So you can actually click on that profile and subscribe to his channel as well. Says I just subscribed to the YouTube channel, bro. Keep that. Got to keep that new energy. That's our hashtag, Shan. Our new hashtag, new energy between all Falcons streaming. Yes, sir. And appreciate the subscription, Shan. And I'm gonna do the same for you as well. But yeah, y'all. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm gonna drop the link in there again. And like I say, I got content on that channel that won't always make it into the Atlanta Bird Game group. So just a great win, y'all. I got Joey Tribble also checking in from YouTube. Says I really like our matchup against Cincinnati next week. Their run defense is not that good. Also, yeah, Joey, we might hit them for 200 yards rushing, bro, for real. Of course, you're gonna have to shut down Jamar Chase. Chase is an exceptional talent. He's not putting up the same numbers he did this year as he did last year, but you can't sleep on Jamar Chase. And they're going to try to throw the ball on us. So we got to be prepared for that. That should be a good game, though. I like our matchup against them, too. I'm very, very confident we're going to win that game. I see it being a 24-20 game. I think it'll be a close game. Might come down to the last one or two possessions. Rob Brown says, man, fuck really. Hey, we're in the same boat, man. Bye, Calvin. Calvin, we will holler at you, big dog. We will straight holler at you. Hey, but y'all, it's been real, y'all. I've been on here for like an hour and 45 minutes. So I'm gonna check out, man, and finish watching the games. But yeah, Atlanta victorious today over San Francisco. So go Falcons. We lit ATL all day. Also, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do our player grade. So I'll come in tomorrow about 4 to 4:30. We'll do the player grades, and that's when we come on and we grade our own players from a scale of 1 to 10. So y'all please check in and rock with your boy tomorrow when we do the player ratings. But like Rob say, hey man, let's enjoy this victory, y'all. We ain't got really nothing to fight about today. Falcons are now 3-3, and once we win next weekend, we're gonna be 4-3. And the talk of the NFL gonna be a little bit differently. You know what I'm saying? So respect our Falcons, respect our minds. I'm out of here, man. It's been real. Appreciate y'all time. Enjoy your Sunday.